Hey guys, my name's Tristan, and today I'm going to be covering the evolution of religion in the American colonies. So, we'll go back to about the mid 17th century, and this is when majority of your religion in the colonies was Christian. And it was divided into a few faiths, Anglicans, Catholics, and the Congregationalists. But we're going to cover mainly the Anglicans because that was about the most popular faith during this time. And we're going to divide the colonies into two sectors for a little bit easier comprehension and understanding. So the New England part of the colony, so like the northern part past Pennsylvania and up, so like above Pennsylvania and up, like Virginia and up, they were full of Anglicans called separatists. These separatists came from Europe to separate from the Catholic churches and to create their own kind of religion. They kept the same sort of beliefs as Catholics, but they didn't want to be a part of the giant European Catholic Church and all that. And then into the middle southern colonies, they consisted of Quakers. Now these Quakers, they believed that you connected with God through physical things and people rather than spiritually in prayer. Believe it or not, these Quakers played a giant role in the growth of the colonies. A very famous Quaker named William Penn, he actually founded Pennsylvania, and he let anybody come into the territory and call it home, no matter the religion. So Native Americans, Jews, anybody could come into the territory of Pennsylvania, call it home, and be a citizen of it. But he did set a guideline that you had to go to a church service once a week. And other than that, you had complete religious freedom of any religion of your choice. And I think that was like a major turning point in our colonies, because your other colonies, they like the Anglican colonies of the New England colonies, that they're full of Anglicans. I think that drove away many different people from the colonies because they didn't want to follow the Anglican religion. But when William created Pennsylvania and opened it up to anybody, they all flooded in there, and that just helped grow the rest of the southern colonies. So, move on. Now we'll go into the mid-18th century, and there wasn't much activity between the mid-17th century and the mid-18th century, but going about 1730s into 1740s, the Great Awakening was in full swing from the UK all the way into the American colonies, and this brought upon a new sort of faith, and they're called evangelists. And these evangelists, they wanted a more free worship. They wanted more free worship methods instead of the church-going, more strict Catholic beliefs. They still believed in God and all that, but they wanted they wanted more freedom, just to put it. They wanted more freedom and less strict guidelines to worship. And this Great Awakening, this brought an uprising of these evangelists called these Baptist Presbyterians, and it drowned the like Anglicans and Quakers, these religions that were popular in the mid 17th century, and because these religions, they were against the Great Awakening, which was just this giant revival, to put it simplest, and it created a uproar and created a popularity. It helped make evangelists more popular, and which just led to the pretty much extinction of the more Catholic religions of like Anglicans. So that was the evolution. Just in less than about a century, it went from major Catholic religions all the way into the evangelists, the more present day. In your small towns, you see like Baptists and Presbyterians and such. And so I say, between a century, in less than a century, it went from Anglicans and Quakers into what we know now as the Baptists and the Presbyterians, all because of some giant revival. That's extremely interesting to me, because I'm a Baptist, so I found it completely fascinating, like 100% fascinating, that I found it very fascinating that my religion never really got popular until a giant like revival, pretty much. And that was, I really enjoyed reading over this material and making this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned something from it. So thank you.